سورة العبسة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عبس وتولى. عبس وتولى. عبس وتولى أن جاءه الأعمى. أن جاءه الأعمى. أن جاءه الأعمى. وما يدريك لعله يزكى. وما يدريك لعله يزكى. وما يدريك لعله يزكى أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى. أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى. أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى. أما من استغنى. أما من استغنى. أما من استغنى فأنت له تصدى. فأنت له تصدى. فأنت له تصدى. وما عليك ألا يزكى. وما عليك ألا يزكى. وما عليك ألا يزكى. وأما من جاءك يسعى. وأما من جاءك يسعى. وأما من جاءك يسعى وهو يخشى. وهو يخشى. وهو يخشى فأنت عنه تلهى. فأنت عنه تلهى. فأنت عنه تلهى. كلا إنها تذكرة. كلا إنها تذكرة. كلا إنها تذكرة. فمن شاء ذكره. فمن شاء ذكره. فمن شاء ذكره. في صحف مكرمة. في صحف مكرمة. في صحف مكرمة مرفوعة مطهرة. مرفوعة مطهرة. مرفوعة مطهرة بأيدي سفرة. بأيدي سفرة. بأيدي سفرة كرام بررة. كرام بررة. سفرة كرام بررة قتل الإنسان ما أكفره قتل الإنسان ما أكفره قتل الإنسان ما أكفره من أي شيء خلقه من أي شيء خلقه من أي شيء خلقه من نطفة خلقه فقدره من نطفة خلقه فقدره من نطفة خلقه فقدره ثم السبيل يسره ثم السبيل يسره ثم السبيل يسره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم إذا شاء أنشره ثم إذا شاء أنشره ثم إذا شاء أنشره كلا لما يقض ما أمره كلا لما يقض ما أمره كلا لما يقض ما أمره فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه أنا صببنا الماء صبا أنا صببنا الماء صبا أنا صببنا الماء صبا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا فأنبتنا فيها حبا فأنبتنا فيها حبا فأنبتنا فيها حبا وعنبا وقضبا وعنبا وقضبا وعنبا وقضبا وزيتونا ونخلا وزيتونا ونخلا وزيتونا ونخلا وحدائق غلبا وحدائق غلبا وحدائق غلبا وفاكهة وأبا وفاكهة وأبا وفاكهة وأبا متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الصاخة فإذا جاءت الصاخة فإذا جاءت الصاخة يوم يفر المرء من أخيه يوم يفر المرء من أخيه يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وأمه وأبيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه وصاحبته وبنيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه وجوه يومئذ مسفرة وجوه يومئذ مسفرة وجوه يومئذ مسفرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ترهقها قترة ترهقها قترة ترهقها قترة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Surah Abasa.
Introduction.
Surah Abasa.
He frowned is a Meccan surah with only one section of 42 verses. The surah was revealed with reference to a particular incident. One day, some influential chiefs of the Quraysh came to the Prophet. As he was explaining to them the beliefs of Islam, Hazrat Abdullah bin Maktoum, a blind companion of his, came to him and asked him for the elucidation of certain verses of the Quran. The Prophet didn't like his untimely interruption, and signs of annoyance showed on his face. Allah revealed a part of the surah at that moment. It must be noted that at other places in the Quran where Allah addresses the Prophet, He does so in an extremely loving, solicitous manner. But here, although the first two verses are addressed to the Prophet, the third person noun is used to indicate Allah's disapproval of His Prophet's momentary annoyance with one of his companions. Apparently, Abdullah's intrusion was a discourteous act, but Allah considered it appropriate to warn the Prophet against feeling annoyed with his companion. One reason for this sharp rebuke was to tell the Meccan chiefs that they needed Islam for their own good. Islam did not need them, and that they should not expect any special and preferential treatment from the Prophet. In Allah's sight, a blind, lowly believer who seeks His guidance is more honored than the proud, arrogant, unbelieving chieftains. It must be clearly understood that those who use these verses to cast aspersions on the Prophet and lower his status are sorely mistaken and motivated by vicious intentions. Once Caliph Umar came to know that a certain person who led the prayers in a mosque made it a point to always recite this surah with the purpose of ridiculing the Prophet. He had him executed for deliberately insulting the Prophet, for insulting the Prophet is a tantamount to apostasy. Verses 17 to 32 reminds man of his origin and the favors of Allah in giving him all the faculties and resources necessary to sustain him and enable him to fulfill all his functions in the world, and points out that still he doesn't give gratitude to his Creator. The concluding verses again advise man to remember the day when he will have to face the consequences of his deeds, on the day of judgment, when no one will be in a position to help him.
Surah Abasa.
English Running Translation. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عبس وتولى. The Prophet frowned and turned away. أن جاءه الأعمى. Because there came to him the blind man, interrupting. وما يدريك لعله يزكى. But what would make you perceive, O Muhammad, that perhaps he might be purified? أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى. Or be reminded, and the remembrance would benefit him? أما من استغنى. As for he who thinks himself without need. فأنت له تصدى. To him you give attention. وما عليك ألا يزكى. And not upon you is any blame if he will not be purified. وَأَمَّا وَأَمَّا مَنْ جَاءَكَ يَسْعَى. But as for he who came to you striving for knowledge, وَهُوَ يَخْشَى, while he fears Allah, فَأَنْتَ عَنْهُ تَلَهَّى, from him you are distracted. كَلَّا إِنَّهَا تَذْكِرَةٌ. No, indeed, these verses are a reminder. فَمَنْ شَاءَ ذَكَرَهُ, so whoever wills may remember it. فِي صُحُفٍ مُكَرَّمَةٍ, it is recorded in honored sheets. مَرْفُوعَةٍ مُطَهَّرَةٍ, exalted and purified. بِأَيْدِي سَفَرَةٍ, carried by the hands of messenger angels. كِرَامٍ بَرَرَةٍ, noble and dutiful. قُتِلَ الْإِنسَانُ مَا أَكْفَرَهُ, cursed is man, how disbelieving is he. مِنْ أَيِّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَهُ, from what substance did he create him? مِنْ نُطْفَةٍ خَلَقَهُ فَقَدَّرَهُ, from a sperm drop he created him and destined for him. ثُمَّ السَّبِيلَ يَسَّرَهُ, then he eased the way for him. ثُمَّ أَمَاتَهُ فَأَقْبَرَهُ, then he causes his death and provides a grave for him. ثُمَّ إِذَا شَاءَ أَنْشَرَهُ, then when he wills, he will resurrect him. كَلَّا لَمَّا يَقْضِ مَا أَمَرَهُ, no, man has not yet accomplished what he commanded him. فَلْيَنْظُرِ الْإِنسَانُ إِلَى طَعَامِهِ, then let mankind look at his food. أَنَّا صَبَبْنَا الْمَاءَ صَبًّا, how we poured down water in torrents. ثُمَّ شَقَقْنَا الْأَرْضَ شَقًّا, then we broke open the earth, splitting it with sprouts. فَأَنْبَتْنَا فِيهَا حَبًّا, and caused to grow within it grain. وَعِنَبًا وَقَضْبًا, and grapes and herbage. وَزَيْتُونًا وَنَخْلًا, and olive and palm trees. وَحَدَائِقَ غُلْبًا, and gardens of dense shrubbery. وَفَاكِهَةً وَأَبًّا, and fruit and grass. مَتَاعًا لَكُمْ وَلِأَنْعَامِكُمْ, as enjoyment for you and your grazing livestock. فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الصَّاخَّةُ, but when there comes the deafening blast, يَوْمَ يَفِرُّ الْمَرْءُ مِنْ أَخِيهِ, on the day a man will flee from his brother. وَأُمِّهِ وَأَبِيهِ, and his mother and his father. وَصَاحِبَتِهِ وَبَنِيهِ, and his wife and his children. لِكُلِّ امْرِئٍ مِّنْهُمْ يَوْمَئِذٍ شَأْنٌ يُغْنِيهِ, For every man, that day will be a matter adequate for him. وجوه يومئذ مسفرة. Some faces that day will be bright. ضاحكة مستبشرة. Laughing, rejoicing at good news.
ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة. And other faces that day will have upon them dust.
ترهقها قترة. Blackness will cover them. أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة. Those are the disbelievers, the wicked ones.
Surah Abasa.
English, word to word. أعوذ, I take refuge. Billahi, in Allah. Min, from. Ash-shaytan, shaitan. Ar-rajim, the outcast. Bismi, in the name of Allah, Allah. Ar-Rahman, the most gracious. Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. Abasa, he frowned. Watawalla, and turned away. Oh, because Ja'ahu, came to him. Al-A'ma, the blind man. Wama, but what? Yudrika, would make you know. La'allahu, that he might. Yazakka, purify himself. Or Yadhakkaru, be reminded. Fatafa'ahu, so would benefit him. Adhikra, the reminder. Amma, as for man, him who istaghna, considers himself free from need. Fa'anta, so you. Lahu, to him. Taswadda, give attention. Wama, and not. Alayka, upon you. Allah, that not. Yazakka, he purifies himself. Wa amma, but as for ma, he who ja'aka, came to you. Yas'a, striving. Wa huwa, while he yakhsha, fears. Fa'auda, but you. Anhu, from him. Talaha, or distracted. Kalla, nay. Innaha, indeed it. Tadhkirah, is a reminder. Fama, so
Whosoever
sha'a, wills. Dhakarah, may remember it. Fi, in. Suhufin, sheet. Mukarrama, honored.
Marfu'ah,
Exalted. Mutahhara, purified. Bi-aidi, in the hands. Safara, of scribes.
Kiramin,
Noble. Barara, dutiful. Qutila, is destroyed. Al-insanu, the man. Ma, how. Akfarah, ungrateful is he. Min, from. Ayyi, what. Shay'in, thing. Khalaqa, he created him. Min, from. Nutfatin, a sperm drop. Khalaqahu, he created him. Faqaddara, then he proportioned him. Thumma, then. As-sabila, the way. Yassara, he made easy for him. Thumma, then. Amatahu, he causes him to die. Fa'aqbara, and provides a grave for him. Thumma, then. Either, when. Sha'a, he wills. Shara, he will resurrect him. Kalla, Nay, lamma, not. Yaqdi, he has accomplished. Ma, what. Amara, he commanded him. فَلْيَنظُرْ, then let look.
الإنسان
The man. Ila, at. طعامه, his food. Anna, that we. صَبَبْنَا, we poured.
الماء
The water. صَبَّا, in abundance. ثُمَّ, then. شَقَقْنَا, we cleaved.
الأرض
Earth. شَقَّا, splitting. فَأَنبَتْنَا, then we caused to grow. فِيهَا, therein. حَبَّا, grain.
وعنبا
And grapes. وَقَضْبًا, and green fodder.
وزيتونا
And olive. وَنَخْلًا, and date palms. وَحَدَائِقَ, and gardens. غُلْبًا, of thick foliage.
وفاكهة
And fruits. وَأَبًّا, and grass.
متاعا
As a provision. لَكُمْ, for you. وَلِأَنْعَامِكُمْ, and for your cattle. فَإِذَا, but when.
جاءت
Comes.
الصاخة
The deafening blast. يوم, the day. يفر, will flee.
المرء
A man. Min, from. أخيه, his brother. وأمه, and his mother. وأبيه, and his father. وصاحبته, and his wife. وبنيه, and his children. لكل, for every.
امرئ
Man.
منهم
Among them. يومئذ, that day.
شأن
Will be a matter. يغني, occupying him.
وجوه
Faces. يومئذ, that day. مسفرة, will be bright.
ضاحكة
Laughing. مستبشرة, rejoicing at good news.
ووجوه
And faces. يومئذ, that day. عليها, upon them. غبرة, will be dust. ترهقها, will cover them. قترة, darkness. أولئك, those.
هم
They.
الكفرة
Are the disbelievers.
الفجرة
The wicked ones.